the days to maturity for the 40 short-term investment is given in this particular column. The data is given. These are days to maturity for 40 short-term investment. And what we are asked to construct a histogram for this particular data. We will use Microsoft Excel for this purpose. The first step we have to select the data. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my cursor here and Control Shift press together, and I press the down arrow. In this way, in one step, the entire data is selected. So you go to then insert, here is insert, and then go to the chart area, charts, and then here histograms. So this is the histogram we have constructed, right? Now look at these two axes. Look at this vertical axis and look at this horizontal axis. On the vertical axis we have a frequency, and for this reason this will be called a frequency histogram. And on the x-axis we have a range of values. These are the classes we have, right? Each one of these range of values is called a bin. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bins. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to change the number of bins so that the shape look like the one we were given in the textbook. So what do we do? We select these bins, just click here, and then we right click, and then we go format axis. Here we go, format axis. Now you look at that, there are two options which we are going to play with. These are bin width and the number of bins. These are the two things we're going to adjust. Let's put the number of bins here. That number of bins, let's say I make it number of bins equal to 7. Once I do that, look at how the shape of the histogram changes, right? Look at this now. It looked like much what we have seen in our textbook, right? So that's how you create histogram by using Microsoft Excel. Now remember, there's a lot of things we can do, but that's not the motivation of this particular video. I just want to show you how we create a simple histogram with using Microsoft Excel. But I have to admit that there is a less control. We don't have a good control over how our histogram look when we use Microsoft Excel. But if we use another software which is called Statcrunch, there is a more control we have. And what that control is and how we do that, and now I create a similar histogram by using Statcrunch. So let's see what we have. I already entered these 40 short-term investments, days to maturity, and for the 40 short-term investment in this particular column. How we are going to do that? You go to the graphs, look at that, graphs, and you go to histograms. And now he is asking, please select the column for which you want to make the histogram. You say days to maturity, and it will move to this side. Don't worry about the where, and don't worry about the group by. Now he's asking type. What type of histogram you are looking for? Are you looking for a frequency histogram, or are you looking for a relative frequency histogram? At the first case, I'm going to show you how we create a frequency histogram. So make it a frequency histogram. Now look at this one. He is now giving us the option where you want your bins to start. I say, okay, start my bin at 30. And now he is asking what the bin width you want. What is the class width you want? I say make it 10. Okay. And now I leave the rest of the option the same, and I press compute. Once I compute that, I get the histogram, and this is exactly the same histogram we have in our textbook and in our lecture notes. Look at that. On the vertical axis we have frequency. Look at that, frequency. And on the horizontal axis we have the lower class limits. Look, these are the lower class limits of the class of all the classes, right? And look at the title, days to maturity. And so this histogram is called a frequency histogram. Let me change it to a relative frequency histogram. I go to the options and I click edit, and now I change the type, change it to a relative frequency. Here we go, and I press compute. Now I get the same histogram but with a relative frequency on the vertical axis. This is the relative. Look at the relative frequency on the vertical axis. The horizontal axis is unchanged, right? So this is a very good way. You have a more control. We were able to control the bins, the starting of the bins, and we were able to control the bin width. So I hope you understand. Thanks for watching.